Welcome to third year Bachelor of Arts in Psychology for semester 5 Health Psychology. Paper code is PSD 102. We will be doing unit 2, that is lifestyle to enhance health and prevent illness. The module name is determinants of people's health related behavior, general factors. This is module number 7. I am Sedila Pereira Gomes, Assistant Professor at MES College of Arts and Commerce, Zuarinagar, Goa. In this particular module, we will be studying general factors in health related behavior, through which you will be learning through reinforcement, extinction and punishment, also social, personality and emotional factors affecting health. On completion of this topic, you will be able to understand how learning through reinforcement, extinction and punishment influence health behaviors. You will also be able to examine the influence of social, personality and emotional factors on health. Let us look at the determinants of people's health related behavior. An average person can describe healthful behaviors in the following manner, such as don't smoke, don't drink and drive, eat balanced meals, get regular exercise, etc. So let us look at the first factor in health related behavior, that is learning. Learning refers to people's health related behaviors by way of operant conditioning, whereby behavior changes because of its consequences. That is, behavior operates or occurs on account of changes in the environment. Three types of consequences are important: reinforcement, extinction and punishment. Reinforcement refers to when we do something that brings a pleasant or satisfying consequence, the tendency to repeat that behavior is increased or reinforced. For example, a child who receives a reward for brushing her teeth at bedtime is more likely to brush again the following night. The reward is a positive reinforcer because it was added to the situation. The word positive refers to arithmetic term for addition. So there are positive reinforcers and negative reinforcers. So reinforcement can also occur in another way. Suppose you have a headache. You take an aspirin, the headache goes away. In this case, your headache was unpleasant and your behavior of taking aspirin removed it from the situation. The headache is called a negative reinforcer because it was taken away or subtracted from the situation. In both cases of reinforcement, the end result is a desirable state from the person's point of view. Extinction. If the consequences that maintain a behavior are eliminated, the response tendency gradually weakens. In the above example of toothbrushing behavior, if a reward is no longer given, the child may continue brushing if another reinforcer exists, such as praise from the parents or the satisfaction with the appearance of shiny teeth. The process or procedure of extinction exists only if no alternative maintaining stimuli, reinforcers for the behavior are present. These behaviors have supplemented or taken the place of the original consequence. The third is punishment. When we do something that brings an unwanted consequence, the behavior tends to be suppressed. A child who gets a scolding from his parents for playing with matches is less likely to repeat that behavior, especially if the parents might see him. Another example is that people who injure themselves, that is punishment, by jogging, those who think they could be injured again are less likely to resume jogging than those who do not. The influence of punishment on future behavior depends on whether the person expects that the behavior will lead to punishment again. Modeling. People can also learn by observing the behavior of others. In this kind of learning, the consequences that the model receives affect the behavior of the observer. People are more likely to perform the behavior they observe if the model is similar to themselves, that is, of the same sex, same age, or is a high status person such as a physically attractive individual, movie star, or well-known athlete. If a teenager sees people enjoying and receiving social attention for smoking cigarettes, these people serve as powerful models and increase the likelihood that the teenager will begin smoking too. But if models receive punishment for smoking, such as being avoided by classmates at school, the teenager may less likely to smoke. Advertisers of products such as alcoholic beverages know these facts and use them in their commercials. Antecedents are internal or external stimuli that precede, which means occurs before and set the occasion for a behavior. For example, a smoker may catch a glimpse of a pack of cigarettes and absent-mindedly reaches for it, takes a cigarette from the pack and lights it up. Even though the behavior may be learnt because it was reinforced by positive consequences, it is now less dependent on consequences and more dependent on antecedent cues, that is, seeing a pack of cigarettes. The smoker who says, "I must have a cigarette with my coffee after breakfast," is pointing out an antecedent. If a behavior becomes firmly established, it tends to be habitual. The person often performs it automatically and without awareness. Behaviors that become habitual can be very difficult to change. People need to develop healthy behaviors as early as possible and eliminate unhealthful activities as soon as they appear. Families play a major role in children's learning of health-related behaviors. Children who observe the dietary and exercise habits of other family members and receive encouragement for healthful behavior at home are more likely than others to develop good habits. The second is social personality and emotional factors. By social factors, we mean that many of our health behaviors are affected by these, such as friends and family who can encourage or discourage children's practice of health-related behaviors such as smoking and exercising. Children observe the dietary, exercise and smoking habits of other family members and may be encouraged to behave in similar ways. They can provide consequences such as praise or complaints for a behavior, modeling it and conveying a good value for health. Second is personality factors such as conscientiousness, which is the tendency of a person to be more dutiful, planful, organized and industrious. It is a personality characteristic that is associated with many health-related behaviors. The next is emotional factors. A brief cognitive intervention to enhance coping skills can reduce distress and improve preventive behavior. People who experience high levels of stress engage in less exercise and consume poorer diets and more alcohol and cigarettes as compared to those who experience less stress. In fact, many people cite coping with stress as an important reason for continuing to smoke. Third one is perception and cognition. Perception refers to the symptoms people experience which can influence their health-related behaviors. That is, the way they react varies from ignoring the problem to seeking immediate professional help. When symptoms are not so severe, they adjust their health habits by limiting certain foods to meet the health needs of the problem they see it. Cognition refers to cognitive factors which play an important role in the health-related behaviors people perform. They assess the general condition of their health and make decisions about changing a health-related behavior. The harm in this is that these erroneous beliefs or false beliefs that patients can often alter their medication taking behavior or drop out of treatment reflects on their health. So beliefs are important determinants of health, such as unrealistic optimism, which is based on illogical ideas possessed by adolescents, wherein people believe they are at a lower risk than other people. Some people also have unrealistic pessimism regarding their health. And studies of optimistic and pessimistic beliefs are important for three reasons. Feelings of invulnerability are not a unique feature to adolescents. Also, people who practice health behaviors feel that they would otherwise be at risk for associated health problems. Also, health professionals may be able to implement programs to address these beliefs. So, what we have seen now, we can reflect on how learning serves as a determinant of health-related behavior, how social, personality and emotional factors play a determining role in health behavior. These are the references that I have gone through. Thank you.